Hello, and welcome to A Quest for Metal. That was quite aggressive, that intro, actually. I just kind of fucking threw my fists at the screen. But yeah, today, we are going to talk about some of the albums that people hate, some of the albums people shit on, that I actually enjoy, and sometimes love. This is going to be a fucking fun one. It's going to be like the one where I talked about songs which I didn't like. Now I'm going to do something positive. Songs that you people probably don't like, but I fucking love. And we're talking about albums today. And should we just get fucking started? Should we just get started right into it? I think we should. Number 10. Number 10 is by Sabaton, and that's The Last Stand. I hear a lot of shit about this album. People say it's the worst Sabaton album. People shit talk it. I don't know why. It has the most fun Sabaton songs on. I think The Last Stand is the most fun Sabaton album. I said it. It's the most fun Sabaton album. It has songs about Spartans, about fucking samurai. It's got some war shit in there as well. When the winged hussars arrive. Come on. There's fucking amazing songs on this album. The Sparta fucking chorus. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. It's fun. People probably hate it because it's not too serious. It's kind of... I don't know why people hate it. They just got like a little stick up their ass. They should pull it out. Remove all the shit from their system and then have some fun, because this album's a fun fucking album. Fucking Shiroyama is one of my favourite Sabaton songs of all time. Beautiful fucking song that one is. The chorus is so fun to sing. I saw them on this tour and it was fantastic. Sparta was amazing live. Shirorima was amazing live. It's all about last stands in history, which I think is way more interesting than some of the other shit they've done. It's an interesting concept, interesting songs, The Lost Battalions, fun. This album is fun. It's great. I don't know why people hate it, and it's number 10 on my fucking list. Number 9, we have one which I kind of, I put last on the ranking. But I still find some enjoyment in it. I still think it's a fine album. I don't know why people hate it as much. And we are talking about Saint Anger. I know it's the worst Metallica album. I'll give you that. It's the worst Metallica album. But it's not like the worst metal album ever. I find some enjoyment in it. I'd rather listen to Saint fucking Anger, the song, because I think that's an actual good song. Minus the fucking tin sound of the drum. If you minus that, it's a good fucking song. Saint Anger is a good fucking song. Saint Anger around my neck. It's fun. It's fun to sing along. It's not just that. Frantic, I'd much rather listen to than Nothing Else Matters. Fuck that. Fuck Nothing Else Matters. I don't give a fuck about that song. Frantic is way better. Frantic, tick, 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 tock. So much more fun. It's so much more fun. The songs on this album sound bad, like the production is not too good, but the actual songs themselves are fine. They're nothing to write home about, but they're also not awful. They're not as awful as people say. They're kind of pissing their pants saying it's the worst album ever made, and it isn't. Lulu's way worse. Lulu's way worse. But this is fine. It's fine. I don't hate it. I mean, I shouldn't really put it on the list because I don't love it either, but it's in the section where it gets overhated. And I think there's some good moments in it. There's some good moments. So if you sit down and listen to it, it's fine. So I'm going to put it on the list, kind of low down. So number 9, Saint Anger. Now number 8, I'm going to go with either A Twist in the Myth or Night at the Opera by Blind Guardian. And I'll probably choose, I could choose either, because I love both of them. They're both fucking fantastic. A Twist in the Myth people hate because it's a bit more mainstream and the songs are a bit more catchy, which I can understand, but Blind Guardian's always been catchy, so fuck that opinion. And then A Night in the Opera gets hated because it's too bombastic, it's too epic, they have like a choir and there's like fucking all these instruments in it, and it's just like, I can understand you want more thrashy, speedy power metal. Then I'm like, sure, obviously it's not your cup of tea, but the album itself, the songwriting is fantastic, the musicianship is fantastic, and the songs are fantastic. Night in the Opera is probably one of my favourite Blind Guardian albums. It's risen to like S tier for me. It's risen to S tier, so this is one of the ones I fucking love. Battlefield, What a fucking amazing song. Precious Jerusalem is one of my favourite Blind Guardian songs now. And it has that fucking long one, which has gone out of my head. And then there was Silence. I knew I'd remember it. Beautiful album. Under the ice you will be seen. Under the ice you will... So many good songs. Such a fun album, and people don't like it because it's too bombastic. It's too out there. And they can't handle it. They kind of like shrivel up. And it's like, it hurts my soul. But I love it. Great fucking album. That's why it's number 8. Number 7, we're going to talk about Dream Theater. And we're going to talk about When Dream and Day Unite. Some people hate it because of the vocalist, Charlie. I think he's fine. He's a fine vocalist. People shouldn't hate it just because of that. The songwriting's fantastic. And the songs themselves are actually fantastic as well. Yitzy Jam would be one of my favourite Dream Theater songs. That's a bit... I picked the instrumental. Talked about how good the singing is, and I picked the instrumental, but the ones, the songs with the singing in is good as well. But not just Dreams and Day Unites. People hate Falling Into Infinity. They say it's boring, it's one of the worst. No. No. Lines in the Sand, Trial of Tears, Peruvian Skies, even Hell's Kitchen, Anna Lee. There's so many good songs on it. Great fucking album. Underrated as fuck. Amazing Dream Theater album. I don't know why it gets hate. So I'll probably pick that one. Amazing album. And number 6, we're going to Cannibal Corpse. We're going the other end of the spectrum from Dream Theater to Cannibal Corpse. And it's Gallery of Suicide. People have this at the lowest of the low. People say it's the worst Cannibal Corpse album. It's the most boring Cannibal Corpse album. And I'm like, just because it's a bit slower, it's a bit more moodier, the songs are a bit more interesting, then it's the boring one? No, I love this album. When I do my Cannibal Corpse ranking, this album's going to be kind of high. And it's going to trigger people, but I don't know, I fucking love it. I mean, it starts off with one of my favourite songs, I Will Kill You. The song I Will Kill You, oh, so good. So good. Blood-drenched execution, just the way he says it, how frantic it is. And then the song Gallery of Suicide, which is such a, it's kind of like a South of Heaven album. This is like a South of Heaven album. It's slower, and people kind of shit on it, but it's a good fucking album. So, just fucking let your hair down. Well, I don't have any anymore. Let your balls drop, and then have some fun. Because it is a fantastic listen, and every song is great. Don't care what any of you say, every song is great. Amazing Cannibal Corpse album. Number 5, we're going with the mighty Iron Maiden. And there's a lot of Maiden albums that people are kind of iffy on. Some people only like the first 3 and then fucking discredit everything else with Bruce. And they're kind of what I call mongoloids. There's some people that love like most Maiden albums, and then hate the Blaze ones, which I'm kind of in that category, but I still love. I think the X Factor's pretty good. I know one person who's going to get triggered by that, but I think the X Factor's fine. Virtual, I think it's the worst. But that's rambling aside. People hate No Prayer for the Dying and Fear the Dark. I'm putting them both here because they're both amazing albums. No Prayer for the Dying has the title track, which is, I think, one of my favourite Maiden songs. The groove of it, the melody, is just beautiful. Tail Gunner's fun. Holy Smoke is catchy as fuck. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter, yeah, I get it's overplayed, that one, but it's still a great fucking song. Still a great song. Mother Russia is one of the best Maiden songs as well. No Prayer for the Dying is a great fucking album. People should shut the fuck up. And also, Fear of the Dark, people hate that for some reason. I mean, the song Fear of the Dark is like a classic. Fear is the Key, great as well. And then Afraid to Shoot Strangers, come on. These songs are amazing. Wasting Love is really fucking good. I hate ballads, but that's a great song, Wasting Love. Nothing bad to say about both these albums. Great Maiden albums. Obviously not as good as like Power Slave and Somewhere in Time and shit, but still great fucking albums, and they don't deserve to be hated as much as they are. So that's why they're on my list. Number 4, we're going with Winter Sun, The Forest Seasons. People hate this album for some ungodly reason. Is it because it's too long? Is it because there's just 4 songs and they're all over 10 minutes? I think the people with ADHD don't like this. I think the cretins who don't like this are kind of thrash fans? Possibly, because they like the more blacky kind of faster shit from the first album. I don't know. Can you explain to me why people don't like this one? I'm guessing, like, from what I've heard, it's like overly long, overly dramatic. And it must be a kind of person. It must be a kind of person who does not like prog. It must be a kind of person who doesn't like Dream Theater, doesn't like Opeth, who doesn't like the Forest Seasons, because I can't see a fucking thing wrong with this, and I think it's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, one of the best metal albums ever made, ever. That's a bold statement, but I think it has so much in it. There's emotion, there's black metal screaming, there's like death metal parts, there's proggy parts, there's solos, there's fucking everything. Everything in 4 songs. And I love the concept of it. I love everything about it. Fucking amazing album. One of my favorite. It's in my top I think it's in my top 20 full time of albums that I did, but taste, you know? Subjective. Blah, 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 blah. Now let's move on before I have an aneurysm. Number 3, we're going with Cradle of Filth. Everyone's favourite black metal band. I fucking love them. Cradle of Filth are one of my favourite bands of all fucking time. And when I do my top bands, they're going to be high. But, I know I'm wearing a Burzum shirt and I'm talking about Cradle of Filth, but shh. Yeah, Cradle are fantastic. I love pretty much every single album they've ever done aside from Manticore. That's the only one where I'm like, I don't really want to listen to that again. But there's one album which gets overhated, and I think it's fun as fuck. And you know the one I'm talking about? It's Pornography. Pornography is, maybe it's because I had it as a kid and I got it at school and I was like, whoa, this is edgy. It says pornography, but it doesn't say pornography. Ooh. Yeah. I was an impressionable teen back then. This album blew me away. It was one of my first forays into extreme metal. So this kind of holds a place in my heart. But I think I've listened to it yesterday, and I enjoyed every fucking song. Every fucking song is catchy. And I can see why people hate it, because it's more mainstream and catchy. Cemetery and Sundown. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Fetus of a new day kicking. You know, every song has that chorus. Whereas, like, in past Cradle albums, it's more, you know, more melodic and more of an actual song rather than a poppy metal song. But I love it because it's a poppy metal album. I love all the choruses in it. I love how dumb it is. I love the fucking song with the hymn singer, Villy Velo. I love all of it. Like, everything I love. Dirge Inferno, Tonight in Flames, and it has one of my favourite Cradle of Filth songs of all time. This album's fantastic. This album's a joy to listen to. I prefer it to Nymphetamine. That's kind of a drab. People love that one as well. And I think it's kind of okay. Whereas this is fun. It's like fun out of 10. Love all the songs. Great fucking album. Don't know why it gets hated. So that's why it's on my list. Number 2, The Crusade by Trivium. I've talked about this in my ranking, so I won't go too in-depth into this one, but people say it's mainstream, people say it's kind of copying Metallica, but that's not a bad thing. Some of the songs are good. Entrance of the Conflagration, cool fucking song. Anthem, We Are the Fire, fun fucking song. You just have to turn your brain off. Fun album, turn your brain off. It's not like a revolutionary or anything, it's just a fine album, you know? I could probably put Pornography higher just because I like that a bit more, but I don't see the hate for this one. It's a great album. It is a great album, but it's not as good as some of their other albums, so sure. Sure, it pales in comparison to Ascendancy, because that's the masterpiece, but it's still fine. Still a good album, still good to listen to. So The Crusade, number 2. My favourite album that people love to shit on, and people really do shit on this one, A Sense of Purpose by In Flames. This, if you've seen my In Flames album ranking, this is in S tier. This right here is in S tier. Alongside fucking the Jester Race and stuff. I don't know why, I really love this album. When it first came out, I listened to it like every day. And I still listen to it now and it's still amazing. The Chosen Pessimist is one of my favourite In Flames songs. I love how long, how doomy, and how dreary that song is. Alias is my favourite In Flames song. it is. I think the chorus is the best chorus they've ever fucking done. I think the song is just a masterpiece for me. Alias, Chosen Pessimist, those two instantly knock it up to fucking S because they're my favourite songs. And then you've got all the other ones which I think are amazing as well. The Mirror's Truth, which I heard live recently. Amazing. Amazing. Like, oh, I love how catchy most of it. It's kind of a theme here, this symphonography. There's kind of a... It's catchy. People hate it. It's more mainstream. Blah, 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 blah. You should like what you want. If people tell you not to like something, tell them to stick it in the fucking fanny. Because this is amazing. I don't care what elitists say, because they probably come from broken homes and, you know, the kind of people who just hate on everything. They don't like to have fun. They like to just sit around, mope around. And, I mean, that must be good for them. I don't know. Like, I like having fun. I like listening to a lot of metal. A lot of it. There's not a lot that I hate. So, I like having fun with my music. And this is just an album which I have a lot of fun with. And it is one of my favourites. So, yeah, that's going to be number one. That's going to be number one. Let me know in the comments some albums that people fucking shit on, but you love. Because this is an interesting topic, I think. I think you should always tell people your opinion. Unless it's, unless you're telling someone to their face if it's like a racist opinion or something. Aside from that, always speak your mind. Always speak your mind. As long as it doesn't get you arrested. Because I don't want any of you to get arrested. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this list. Do you hate some of these picks? Do you like some of them, surprisingly? You know, I'm going to assume most of you hate most of these albums, but hey, I'm willing to be surprised. So let me know in the comments below. Put your own list down as well, because it's fun to see. And we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.